From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for September 19th, 2017. Today we're going to be taking a look at the EURUSD, the euro, versus the US dollar for today's trade analysis. Of course, this currency pair has been in an uptrend for quite some time. Just looking at this vantage point, we're looking back to April of this year, March and April of this year, settling out down here at the bottom of the chart, and of course moving up ever since then along the black trend line. Within that trend, we've seen and studied a pattern in the live trade room. The boxes that you see here on the chart, there's a blue box down here, it found support, breakout, and there's a blue box here, support, breakout, and it did that all along. And even up here at the top, you can see the blue box, support where the black circle is, a breakout. Now we're inside somewhat of a similar and familiar scenario where we're inside this black box at the top. I made it a different color just because it's the most current area that we are ranging or congestion right now for the euro dollar. Support at the bottom, orange shaded area, resistance at the top, yellow shaded area, and the purple shaded area right smack in the middle becomes somewhat of a hinge point. Above it could go higher, below it could go back down again. Let's go ahead and zoom it in a little bit on this now that we've seen the overall trend. I want to focus on two things. Really, I want to focus first on the previous area down here where the black circle is. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days where it settled down on top of support at the blue zone, but also that during that period we found resistance at the green zone. So for 10, 11, 12 days we found resistance green zone, support at the blue zone. So selling the green zone, buying the blue zone were opportunities for about a 12-day period there inside the black circle. Well, I mention that because it's a similar and familiar situation. We see support here at the orange zone where it's bottomed out here and then made its way back up. We see support back here at the orange zone where it bottomed up down here at the orange shaded area and made its way back up. We've now also seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days settling out underneath resistance, underneath a significant price level. 1.2 thousand sits just above this purple shaded area. In fact, let's put a line right there, right at 1.2 thousand. And you can see today's candle just topping out right at 1.2 thousand and making a retreat off of there. So what that tells me is that so far the market's had a difficult time breaking back above this purple shaded area and capping at 1.2 thousand. If it continues to do that, we may look for it to have an intraday bounce. Once again, very similar and familiar to what happened back down here. As long as it's under that purple zone and 1.2 thousand, we could see it back down here towards the orange zone. 1.1890, 1870 is that orange shaded area. And of course, the risk here is pretty easy. The risk is that it breaks above the 1.1980, 1.2 thousand level and goes back to the yellow shaded area. So if we're looking for an opportunity, I think this is somewhat of an opportunity. Of course, we've had a couple of times where it broke through the purple zone and went to the yellow zone. For a majority of the time, statistically though, staying under the purple zone, we're back down here towards the orange shaded area. So I think that becomes our opportunity for the day today. If we're looking for a trade, as long as it stays underneath and inside that orange shaded area, I think it's a better situation to go short rather than going long here for the euro dollar today. Let's go ahead and take it on down to the 4-hour time frame and get a different viewpoint of this. Of course, there's those periods where it settled down into support down here at the orange shaded area here and the orange shaded area here, and of course we want to recognize that. And of course, as long as it, like I said, as long as it stays underneath that purple zone as it has here, let's take a look at this. We see resistance here at the purple zone underneath 2000 and fall back to the orange zone. We see resistance here, not quite to pull back down to the orange zone, but did make it back underneath the purple zone. In fact, that period right there fell from the top down about 60 pips. It doesn't look that dramatic, does it? 60, 65 pips from the top down to just this low. So what we're looking at is this area right here, right around 1.1980. Our risk is pretty simple. We want to put a stop loss likely above today's high if we're going to go short, but I think we need some infusion of sell orders. We already see the previous candle, smaller body long wick on top. We see a small body long wick on the bottom here. We know that the sellers are trying to fight back here right around 1.1980. So if we're looking for an opportunity today, as long as it's underneath here, like it was here and like it was here, we might have an opportunity to go short, target 1945, which is the bottom of the purple zone. And of course, below that, we're all the way back down to the orange zone at the bottom of the chart. So that becomes an opportunity. Of course, the opposite opportunity is a break above 119.80. If it gets above there, which it hasn't really the past couple of challenges, but if it does, we know that we want to flip that position back to the long side, targeting back to the yellow shaded area, 1.2035, 2065, above the purple zone. So inside and under the purple zone, we target back to the orange zone. Possible opportunities to go short. Back above 1980, we look to flip that position back to the long side for the euro dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.